Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Virus Sattini and Mouse Mana here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. Mouse Mana spawning as the red Protoss player on the north side of the map, meanwhile Virus Sattini spawning on the south side of the map as the yellow Terran. So Terran versus Protoss here in the Xel'Naga Caverns should be a great game. Games 1 and 2 were, game 1 was probably the most exciting game for me. A lot of back and forth action. Game 2, also a very good game. Mouse Mana proving how effective Protoss late game can be. Not tier 3.5, no carriers, no motherships unfortunately, but still very strong units coming out. Mouse Mana continuing to just build this nexus, trying to train up more and more probes, and this game is now underway. So far, I don't see any proxy play or any sign of a cheese on this map so far. Xel'Naga Caverns is one of those maps where you really have to be careful about cheese, especially against a Protoss player. Protoss players are very easily can set up a pylon here and then warp in a gateway here, and it just looks like your standard scouting probe. Sattini, obviously listening to my commentary, decides to scout out with these SCVs, sees that there is nothing off to the north, and now making their way back over here. I've also seen this done on Jungle Basin as well. You got to be careful on Jungle Basin, as your starting location is so much larger. Or you may think that they can't hide gateways there, but they in fact can. We now see some probes now making their way across the map. One gateway being placed down in addition to as an assimilator. We do see that the refinery is down in addition to a barracks. Now SCV will be able to make its way up into this location here, trying to continue to mine, as these probes continue to mine. Nexus is currently up and running. However, the Nexus has a lot of energy, currently sitting on 35 energy, not chrono boosting these probes. There we go. Now chrono boosting those probes, we'll be able to get a stronger economy continually as this one probe now makes its way back down the ramp and now continuing to just get as much sight as possible. Back over here, we now see this one SCV and a Cybernetics core currently being warped into play. Cybernetics core, obviously the next critical path in the Protoss tech tree. Now Cybernetics core, everything hinges on that one building there. So as a Terran player or as a Zerg player, if you're looking for a key technical building to take down, this is it. It will stop the production of stargates, stop the production of robotics facilities, and then deny the training of the warpment of stalkers and sentries. One probe just continuing to wander around still as a marine now makes its way off to the north. This is very aggressive for that marine. A stalker is currently being trained and will be chrono boosted. Is this SCV going to try to set up a bunker here? That'd be very curious. As now we see another barracks being placed down. So Sattini now going for a 2 racks build, and he may be trying to go for a 3 racks build, trying to go for very heavy pressure. If this SCV is able to perhaps try to deal any damage there, that would be pretty effective. We do see a pylon being warped in here though, so this is very interesting. We may get a proxy stargate on the low ground, and yes, it is going to be a proxy stargate. A proxy stargate void rays will simply be able to deal a lot of damage very effectively. We see a lot of marauders now being trained out of these tech labs so far. So with only one marine and only what 3 marauders now out in the field, that's going to be very damaging. As we also see a bunker now being placed down. That bunker should get marines in them. If we see a tech lab here, that would be a horrible mistake. Needs to get a reactor in order to double train marines, but it still may be too late, as that reactor takes 50 units of time to build. That Stargate will be able to chrono boost Void Ray out in just a moment. Yeah, we have a lot of energy on this one Nexus over here. So as it trains that Void Ray and not gonna chrono boost it, you can get a Void Ray out in 40 units of time, making it as fast as a Stalker to be trained. Also, another critical aspect of a Marines and bunker is the Void Ray has the same range. So a Void Ray, it is possible for a Void Ray to damage this supply depot without getting hit by this bunker. We now see double training of Marines. The Void Ray over here still not being chrono boosted. Not quite sure why. Mouse Mana maybe just be trying to get up to double, and then double 2 Void Rays and then move out with them, perhaps try to fully charge on these destructible rocks. But this is a very large walking distance between these 2 buildings, between this one set of destructible rocks here and this one bunker here. So we'll see if this is going to be effective at all. Stalkers and sentries now making their way down. We do see another pylon currently being warped in as well onto that high ground. So if this other probe is able to perhaps set up another proxy pylon here, perhaps as a charging station for those Void Rays. He will be able, yeah, down here, so just within sight, just out of sight range, beautifully done. And those Void Rays, if they're able to charge here, and I think that still is a little bit too far of a distance, that pylon may actually get shot down by that Void Ray if it tries to fully charge up, especially if there are 2 of them. So this one pylon, you got to remember that Void Rays now deal 10 damage against these buildings. And very, very quickly, you can see how much damage is being dealt across that pylon. That pylon is now almost fully charged. The Void Rays are now almost fully charged, and now simply charging up, simply walking up. Nothing in the bunker. As the fight continues, Void Rays are just simply going to be able to focus down a lot of those buildings. And now that missile turret needs to get shot down. The Guardian Shield doing an effective job, and now down goes that Void Ray, unable to repair it. Beautifully done. Void Ray in the air, simply cleaning up the rest of those Marines. There is bunkers, but those only SCVs in there, and now a Marauder in there. No Marines to be found, and I believe that is going to be game, as it is currently supply locked. Virus Sattini unable to even train up a Viking. There, the Viking is now being trained. SCVs coming off the mineral line. However, those Void Rays are able to deal 8 damage a second. No, more than 8 damage a second. 8 damage per attack against these units, and able to move and attack as well. Stalkers are just simply getting destroyed, but really... Wow. And I guess Sattini was just really mad in that game, not saying GG. Mouse Mana pushing out with an all-in, what he believed to be an all-in tactic of Void Rays, and that was very aggressive indeed. And yeah, and Mouse Mana winning game 3 in this best of 3 matchup with double Void Rays and I believe a 2-gate, yeah, or a 3-gate. Very effective. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this game here in the Xel'Naga Caverns. A simple 7-minute game, and Sattini unable to respond to that, even though he had the bunker, even though he had the missile turret. Those sentries with those force fields, you would normally think that that is just too much gas. But Void Rays only cost 100 gas, Sentries only cost 100 gas, a couple Stalkers, and then you flood everything else with Zealots, and that was simply enough to fend off and take the win. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Hope to see you guys on Battle.net.